Hi. So today I'm going to be discussing something that, when I had moved to BC, became something I focused on quite a bit actually on YouTube, and that was on the argument of evolution versus creationism. Um, I'm not so much anti-Christian and anti-Catholic as much as I am anti-creationism, and the reason being is that I usually pretty much accept religious people for their beliefs as long as they're not using it for hate, projecting hate through it, um, teaching their children it, and denying truth for it. I mean, understandably, they have to deny some truth for it, but I mean, like, blatantly ignore facts when they're in front of them is completely different. In the sake of evolution, I don't I don't put a lot of argument up to certain creationists because I respect that that's what they want to believe. But it still bothers me, especially when it's people that are friends of mine, because I want them to at least take in something that even the Catholic Church has accepted, which is evolution. Now, there are people who state evolution is a theory, and they're not wrong. It's a theory, but it's a scientific theory, and I don't have to go into the schematics of what the difference between a theory and a scientific theory is. But just to point that out, a scientific theory is completely different. It is something that is tried again and again and again. It's like the theory of gravity. Do you understand how you can't deny gravity? And I mean, a lot of evolutionists use this argument, but it's true. The theory of gravity is that gravity's been proved time and time again. Denying it doesn't make it any less real, and the same thing applies to evolution. Now, my problem, specifically with creationists who are against evolution, are the way that they teach their children to ignore science in order to deter them from evolution, from their education in school to learn about things that exist. And I think that's stupid of a parent to blatantly lie to your child and make sure that they don't take in things that they're supposed to be taught at school because of your religious belief. I mean, what would school be for if all you were going to do is tell your children lies? You might as well homeschool them. And then they'll still not be very well accepted into society because of how they can't function on regular education. Science is not always correct, and that is fine. But a scientific theory is usually correct, and if not, it is scrutinized over and over and over again to make sure that it either fails or succeeds. That is the point of scientific theory. I mean, a lot of scientific theories haven't made it, but those are also ones that have been from the past, like the world is flat. We have changed and modified because of what we have found. And it's not going to change with evolution. Now, you're going to, not you specifically, but some people argue, well, we just came out of nothing. No, we didn't. And how the world began has nothing to do with evolution. Evolution is a step. Okay? The beginning of time does not mean evolution. It's just how humans came to be, or other animals that exist came to be. So that isn't really a valid argument. And in that sense, saying that creationism is proved by disproving evolution is not valid at all. I mean, if anything, you should be proving creationism. You should have something to argue for creationism without having to argue against evolution. And if you can give me solid facts, provable facts about creation, then I will be more likely to side with you and either try and see if I can prove you wrong, because it will be wrong, but I mean, I would like to have some evidence of it first. Just any would be great, of creationism. Could you give me some? And I don't mean the Bible, because the Bible is not something that can be proven either. Nothing in it said that there were people, and people wrote a story. You have to have something more than a book. And I know I'm attacking certain religion, and mostly the main doctrines are easier to focus on because the other ones don't really come into topic as much, except for, of course, stuff like Scientology, which is hysterical, but we all know that it's written by a science fiction science fiction author, so we obviously don't have to worry about them coming into any great power. Yeah, that's about it. So if you're going to respond to this video, I would sincerely big kudos for proof of creationism, as opposed to arguing against evolution. If you just want to put in your mind that evolution is wrong and it would never come up as a theory, I want you now to prove what creation is, if you could. Anybody.